right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's just me today. Cole is in Vancouver studying his little butt off. Today I am joined with three very interesting characters. They are best friends. They've become one of my good friends at the racetrack. And we're recording this in Kiff Saunders' shop. I got Matt Verhagen and Andrew Hawthorne here. They drive the 34 old timer. I don't know what it is. It's a sedan. It's always in my rear view.
Yeah, it's what is it? A 33 Oldsmobile with forward power.
The only car out there with Ford in it, and it shows. It really does. You guys got anything to say? What's up?
Oh, well, welcome to the Rusty Nuts Research and Development.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We've listened to all the other ones and finally getting another one going here, so it's good to be here. First
one of the new year. Why don't we just start off and you guys tell us how you all got into racing. Matt, why don't we start with you? Matt Verhagen, man of many words.
Oh, yeah. How did we get into racing? I don't know.
I got into racing because of you.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
I don't know. I think we went out to Western one day and saw some claimers and decided it'd be a great idea.
And you just bought a sprint car or what?
No, we ran claimers for a while.
Yeah.
Like a year, I think. No, probably 2 years. Yeah. No, that was good. And then, and then the light cars started up and decided that was a good idea. Jump from the bottom right to the top. So, I don't know. What do you think? How'd you guys get into it?
Kiff?
Well, Matt, you dragged me into it. We pitted for you a few times, and we couldn't put lug nuts on the right way, apparently, and we were too slow for your liking when you'd get a flat and you come into the pit, and you'd end up hopping out of the car and changing your own tire because we were too busy staring at the race and didn't know you were in the pits. So I think that's probably why I got out of the claimers. We got tired of the pit crew, and then you got the light car there where if you got a flat, we were basically SOL.
Andrew, how about you? How long you been doing for?
Yeah, I mean, since we got the old timer, that was 5 years ago. And just pitting with the Verhagens and helping them out, and you're sitting down having beers one night, and I don't know, the old timer looked pretty fun. Let's do that. And we found the car was in Idaho. It was actually a Victoria built car. Went down to Idaho in the late 90s and spent a few years down there. We picked it up because it could be a two-seater, and I don't know, it was just a driver car when we bought it, and we cut it apart, made it a two-seater, and I don't know, we've had a lot of fun with it since then.
So who's driven it most? Who's rode passenger the most?
Oh, that's scary.
I almost killed the lady I almost landed right on top of her.
That's true. I don't know who's ridden passenger the most. Driving it, I've probably actually been the most seat time in the drivers. Every time we let Andrew get in, he seems to break it.
Every time you drive it, I crash into you.
Yeah, or you crash into me. And Matt's usually pretty busy with the wing car now, and him and his dad running those two. So we almost have to force the guy to drive one.
And Matt, you have two old timers now, right?
Yeah, we decided we're not busy enough, so let's buy another one. Why not?
So, dirt car, a wing dirt car.
Yep.
Well, parts of a wing dirt car.
Wing dirt car.
Yeah, it's pretty well ready to go. They're good.
Two pavement wing cars.
Yep.
Fucked up light car.
Yep, still got that.
And two old timers.
Yep.
Is there anything else you're hiding on us?
No, that's about all it. That's about it right now.
Rye Guy's got his car there.
Oh,
we
we
got the newest addition to Verhagen Motorsports.
Yeah, we picked up a little quarter midget for my kid. So he'll get into that pretty quick.
If you can hear a slight buzzing in the background, I believe it is the beer fridge. It's a bit loud. We're recording this on the back of Kiff's international truck that he made himself and in the garage. So we apologize for that. Why don't we go to the next question here? Although I don't like questions. What classes have you ran in? You kind of already answered that. Do you guys have a race day routine? I know this is setting myself up for just nothing here, but here we go.
Try to bolt the cars together.
Yeah, it's hopefully that the car is actually running, and that's kind of the reason we like the old timer. Is talking with Dwayne and everybody else. They were all telling us that the pull of the car out of the trailer for the beginning of the year, and just check air pressure, see if it fires up. Maybe throw some new tires on it and head out to the track, and you're good to go. That's really the Rusty Nuts style. We don't like to do a whole lot of work on the cars. You've seen that. We sometimes even forget bringing our tools.
They borrow a lot of the Miller's tools. So
yeah, I think that's definitely race day. Get to the track and try to pit beside someone who looks like they have tools, because we rarely
looks
bring
like they
any.
know what they're doing.
Yeah, even like a tire gauge would be cool.
I was looking at one of your guys' Instagrams. I think it was Kiff's, and one of the cars fell off the trailer while loading.
That was Matt. Yeah,
Well, that's only happened a few times. Which time was this? Was this a sprint
This
car?
was recently. Oh no, it was
Old-timer?
an old timer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What happened? Oh, I put it into park. That's after we built the 08 into the 43 old timer, and it turns out it doesn't have park, so the car just rolled away and then fucked off onto the trailer.
So I have a question up in the queue that says, how important is it to have good crew that get along? And obviously you guys have been good friends for a long time. Do you guys ever fight with each other about racing? About anything?
No, we don't tend to fight. Not much actually happens in the pits, so.
No, I think we're pretty easy going. I don't know. We're probably the laughing stock at the track, and definitely the laughing stock of our club, as everybody seems to really put in an effort and try and work on their car and tweak and tune it and do some prep work. And like we said, we don't really have much of a pre-race program. We'll show up to the track and then do our work there. But yeah, getting along with everybody seems to be pretty good, and we definitely don't have any tension between the three of us.
Yeah, I definitely getting help from everyone at the track is definitely something high up on our list. But like, I've had a few wrecks in the car, and fixing it, like, all three of us will get together, and it's not like, oh, Andrew, you're really messed up, you're on your own. We're all fixing the car, so that helps for sure.
I remember one time, I think it was 2 years ago, Andrew got super loose in front of me, like almost spun out, and another car went to dodge him and ran into me, kind of messed up my front end a little bit, and I think Andrew hit the wall like he usually does, and and I get out of my car, and the first guy there looking at my car was Kiff, and he had no goal to even come and touch your guys' car. You're trying to help my car.
Yeah, and that's good. Just like all, you guys, the Millers, you guys have helped us lots, so we're going to try to help you out. Yeah. I think that's part of the track mentality.
So Matt, I know you've done a little bit of racing down south for the dirt car when it was not just pieces of dirt car. Why don't you? I know you guys got a good story about a wing that went missing from someone else's crew that returned the next year. Do you guys want to share that story?
Yeah. One year we were down at World of Outlaws watching a race and had way too many beers. And normally after the race, the guys throw all their junk into the bushes behind all the.
This is allegedly too. This may or may not have happened.
No, it did happen. There's no allegedly.
Okay, incriminating. Right on.
Yeah, so we grabbed a wing that was out of the bushes with a few other guys and took it home.
Strapped it onto the top of a camper, and we were definitely overheight coming back across the border.
Oh, yeah. And then didn't really do anything to it. Didn't even take the stickers off of it. Put it back on the car. Went back down for play day the next year, and the guy recognized us.
Didn't even take the guy's name off the wing.
No.
Oh man.
It was an honest mistake.
No, it wasn't. Oh, what else do I got here? Well, it's another one setting you up for how important is it to have good sponsors?
We'd
What are
like to find some
Crickets.
sponsors.
Crickets. You guys have had one sponsor in the last?
Oh,
6 years?
P&R helps me out quite a bit with Daffodil Cup. They're good to have. Definitely need them with the wing car. Yeah.
Yeah, P&R has been really good for you with the wing car.
Yeah.
With the old timer, I'm looking at the side we cut off the car on the shop wall here, and
We got OK Tire.
we got OK Tire, and actually the Blands have been really, really good and helpful, showing up there with tires and getting them to swap over, and also just on personal vehicles, helping us out when I got an issue here on the farm and drop a truck off last minute. The Blands are really good about getting something going. We ran the Prairie Inn on the side of our car for a few years there. I think it took about 3 years before I harassed Jamie enough that he finally gave me a comped meal one night at the pub.
They're still on our hood that we ran over last year.
Okay, and what keeps you guys coming back every weekend?
I think it's just the fun that we have, and the Old Timer is such a cool club because we don't race for points, and when we started out, we were way at the back, but now that we've kind of progressed a little bit, and we're definitely not winning any races, but you can hang out in the pack, and you're in the field, and you're passing here, and you get past, and you're trying to hold a guy off, and it's really a blast. But I think the big thing why we all wanted to get into the Old Timers was to build the two-seater and take people out for rides and really show them the thrill. I mean, I've never been a big circle track guy. I won't sit down and watch a NASCAR race. But when you get into the car and you get on the track, and I mean, we're not doing anything near NASCAR speeds, but it's pretty fun and exhilarating to be in the field and wheel to wheel in an open wheel car, and the passenger is looking out, has no control. He sees your front wheels inches away from your competitor's rear tire or front tire or wherever you are. If Andrew's spinning out and hitting the wall.
We're hitting them.
Or even I take my cousin for a ride and she tells me she wants to get in a car accident, and I say, well, that's not probably a good thing to say going out onto the track. And
I made it happen.
What happens is we spin out and get karate chopped and lose our rear axle just going into turn one. So
Yeah, sorry about that. I remember that one time I was like, I think it was my rookie year, I drove up going into turn one at Western, and you were driving, and I got his door. He's got to let me in. I think I hit your back wheel and collapsed the whole side of your car. And now it's sitting up on the wall there.
yeah, we followed your guys' cue and went with aluminum sides there. It's a lot easier to replace the body damage that Andrew does.
Yeah, no, for going back the next weekend, it's a blast out, at any track. But it's fun to go, but also when you wreck, the Old Timers are kind of fun. It's just a hot rod, and you can fix it up. You don't have to put it on a jig to fix a sprint car chassis when you bend it. It's probably close enough for the leaf springs and call her good.
Andrew, do you want to talk about your statistics of finishing races in Saratoga?
Oh, yeah. So, myself,
I think
no
that's
one.
The 34.
So
34
since
in
that
general
car's
isn't-
been ours, it's never finished a race at Saratoga. I think maybe twice we've ran out of fuel up there. That's kind of classic. I say, yeah, we filled it.
We got to get home.
Yeah, we're not. Put it in the truck, not the race car. And then once going down the front straight, so I didn't hit anyone. The kingpin sheared off, and it's going down the front straight. All of a sudden, I could see the right front wheel, and it came off, and sparks, and there I was into the dirt right up on the bank. But yeah, we'd really like to finish there. The last, I guess, couple of years, the old timers haven't been running there, but we'd like to get back and actually finish a race at Saratoga.
All right. Well, what is your most cherished memory at the track? Maybe we'll do one at a time here. Matt, you want to start? First win.
No, I don't know. I think my best memory was running claimers with my dad.
Yeah.
Beating the tar out of each other, trying to go for the checkered flag. I just didn't care about anything in those cars. You could just destroy them.
Yeah. Kiff, how about you?
I don't know if I got a specific favorite time of the track. I always seem to enjoy it. It's definitely, I got so much going on in life with the farm here and work and all the other hobbies combined. But once we end up showing up to the track and you get there, it's just such a good environment. Everybody helps everybody if something breaks. I mean, guys from other classes and crews are coming over to try and help out. And well, we've never won a race, so we can't talk about our time in Victory Lane there. Maybe coming back and setting fast time. We came out of nowhere there from the back of the heat, and then somehow somebody told me that we sat fast time, and I think everybody else was sandbagging.
I must have not have been there.
Yeah, and as for me, it's just, I think, I can't speak of one time, but just when you're in the thick of a race, you know, there's cars all around you, you're just having a good time, and all the nights that we drive the car back on the trailer, that's a good night. Whether, you know, we got a sprint car there or the old timer or whatever, just cars in one piece is good.
And cold beer in the cooler.
Cold beer, that's a given. That's why I know my family appreciates you guys so much, because never a dull moment, whether it's at the track, in the shop, at the banquet. We always have a good time, so that's always nice to have people around you that are funny and positive, because there's shitty times out there recently. So is there anything you guys have driven or that haven't got a chance to drive that you'd like to get into?
For me, not really. I've taken one of Matt's light car out for a practice, and that was a lot of fun.
And that's why it doesn't run anymore.
No, I debated, I guess, a couple of years ago, maybe getting into that, but it never panned out, and in the next couple of years, I don't think it will. Maybe it will eventually. I think it'd be fun, but really, the old timers are a lot of fun. Just, you know, go out, have fun. I like that personally. I don't know. Maybe Matt wants to move up here, but
Matt's pretty much at the pinnacle of pavement racing, short track.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to try a bigger motor, obviously, because I can't afford
Yeah.
anything. And I'd like to get back into some dirt racing, although I can't afford that either. So
that way you keep having kids and building houses. So
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, he's got that berry farmer house on the hill there, trying to be politically correct.
What about you, Kiff? You want to step into anything?
I really enjoy the old timers. I enjoy the camaraderie that the whole club has there, and everybody helps everybody. I took the sprint car for a couple laps around the track, and I tell everybody that's about the most fun you can have with your pants on.
yeah, you hit the wall, Kiff.
Yeah, I hit the wall, but I come back in and I think I'm laying down crazy fast lap times, and Matt asks me if something's wrong with the throttle because I'm running about a 18-second lap in the sprint car. But no, anything with the motor really I have a lot of fun with, and I got too many hobbies, and I got to pay for the wife's hobbies too. So
Horses. You fucked up. What else? What else you guys want to talk about? What's the plan for this year?
Oh boy.
go fast, turn left. Keep it off the wall.
Matt, you taking that dirt car down at all?
Yeah, probably not. But we are going to try fix the wing car. It's going to be new for us to actually work on the car before season starts.
This is good.
We know there's some serious bent shit in the car, so...
Well, you got 2 of them, so pick one.
Yeah, we're actually going to try to get both of them out next year, so that'll be good.
Is your old man driving?
Yeah, he's going to try.
Nice.
And, we know we got some bent torque tubes. We're going to change the rear end out, try to do a few different things. Try tighten up the car through the middle of the corner.
Cool. What about the other old-timer?
We'll just drive it. I don't know.
Is it going to be out full force this year? Because it only made it to like 2 races last year.
Yeah, well, it'll be out. We'll drag it out. I don't know if it'll run, but we'll bring it out there.
Yeah, I think we get a lot of grief because there's 3 of us in, well, debatably the one old timer, at least for a few years. And I think the 2014 year was the only year that car made it to every race. I don't know. This year, I won't say we're going to be perfect attendance, but hopefully we can get that car out quite a bit.
We got weddings and kids out of the way now, so we should be.
I was going to say last year was your fault because I would have had perfect attendance.
Kiff had to get
married.
married.
Decided to get married.
But did you have fun?
I had a great time.
Yeah, that's right.
What time? What do we got here? We're at 21 minutes, guys. You guys got any other stories you'd like to tell? I heard a rumor that you did burnouts in the school parking lot.
Well, they were never in the school parking lot. That was kind of how we started, as we were going to build a claimer back in high school, and Matt had these couple Oldsmobiles sit at his parents' place, and we would just go at lunchtime and sit and do burnouts in his parents' back 40 until we cooked the tires off the things, and we go back to math class after lunch, stinking like tire smoke.
At the time, Matt was also running Hoosier Slicks on his S10 on the road.
Right rears.
Yeah, they were kind of the shits in the rain.
Yeah, I bet.
But Matt's one of the few guys, too, he drove a Western Star, full-size tractor trailer to a high school.
Hey, Matt, what did you drive here tonight as your daily driver?
65-foot bucket truck.
Yeah, you guys are definitely, you meet the redneck criteria. I got another list here of questions for you guys.
Well, it's always good to have some comic relief at the track. I mean, we know we're not going to be first. We might not be last, but at least we can make somebody smile and make somebody laugh, and that's really what the racing's all about. People get too caught up, I think, sometimes about racing out there, and they got to remember what they're out there for, and it's just to have fun, and it's good to be competitive, but at the end of the day, you know, everybody's got to go to work the next day or on Monday or whatever it is, and just enjoy what we do for fun on the weekends.
Yeah, for sure. I have one great question for you guys. What is the strangest thing you've ever seen at the track? Crickets, wow.
Yeah.
You guys?
I don't know. We were racing lights one night, and there was deer running across the track.
At Western?
At Western. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, don't swerve.
Yeah.
What else I got here?
Yeah, I don't think that we think things are strange at the track. It's everyone watching us.
Everyone, you guys
Look
are
at
the
those
strange
guys. What are they trying?
Who's that team that doesn't even show up with an air pressure gauge?
Who's like taught you guys the most around the track?
Paul
Verhagen.
We got to definitely give a shout out to the Becks with their cheat sheet, because I'm pretty sure Kale's getting tired of us going over and harassing him for his cheat sheet.
They printed you guys a cheat sheet?
Well, he has his own. And then we just sneak over if our car is not working that right, and we open his bin and go through and look if a car's pushing or loose or whatever. He's got this little cheat sheet of what to do, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But really, everybody's been really good about helping us out. Your old man, even after his accident there, he's been really knowledgeable there when I was trying to get your car set up when I was driving it that night, and you talk with him, and and he's still in there for sure, knowing what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. He's you should see him now. He's even better. He's getting better every day. So that's always good. Good to see. Life after driving. What do you guys do with your cars? Sell them? Split the profit? If there's a profit.
No, drive it.
Like life after, like when you guys decide, like, hey, we're too old for this shit.
No, there's no. That's not gonna happen.
No?
No. I don't think so. Matt's never sold a car.
Matt's still got his
He
claimer.
just keeps collecting.
Yeah, well, you can go over to his old man's place there, and there's quite a few cars in the back 40.
Yeah,
Collecting dust.
We're pretty lucky. We got the old timer. The 34 is over at Kiff's parents right now, so we can just put it in the garage and forget about it all winter. So that's nice.
Okay, here's another one for you. How would you describe your driving style?
Oh, bad. Oh no, that's not the way
okay.
I
Andrew
would describe
is
myself.
the dirt driver on pavement.
Everyone else would describe my driving style as bad. Probably uneducated, to be honest. Like I haven't done a lot of it. Like at first when we were in the old timers, we really had to learn to stay out of the way, try to stay our line, whether our car might not work on, the inside line, but if it's working on the second groove, just stay there. Now we're beyond that, but, I wouldn't say me or Kiff or any great drivers. Matt has a lot more experience than us, but driving style, well, I'd like to just keep it in one piece, but that's not really my style.
Between the buoys. Kiff, how about you?
I don't know what kind of driving style I have. I don't know. I can kind of just try to keep it off the wall and make sure it rolls onto the trailer at the end of the night. Stay out of everybody's way.
Passive.
Yeah, sure.
Matt?
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Super aggressive.
If I get into trouble, I just give it more throttle. And, I don't know. I need to work more on setting up the car. I keep just adjusting my driving style for the car instead of doing the work of setting up, which is a big problem for me.
The best part about that is, like, you can get someone else in your car, and then they can tell you from the pits, like, oh, you're doing this all wrong, and then they take your car out, and they don't even get it on. They go at the backstretch gate, and they do a 360 spin out in turn 3. They haven't even made a complete lap. That's James Miller, everybody. You're doing this wrong. Well, let me get in there. Spins it out in turn 3. But that's okay, because everyone makes mistakes. And, yeah.
Kiff was driving the 71 old timer last year, I think, too. He stepped up for one race.
Oh, the ballerina, you mean?
Chris can make...
Man,
yeah, and
I'm going to be the best race car driver in the world if I ever get that thing figured out.
Yeah, I've never seen Kiff
spin out
maybe once in the
dealing
34. Got behind the 71, and I don't know, maybe 8 times in an evening he spun that car. So I don't know. Chris is maybe better than we make him out to be.
Yeah, that car was a handful for sure. You'd start going and you'd feel it. You'd feel it start to slide a little bit, and you'd try and back out, and it had a break point there, and as soon as it snapped, it went around. Yeah. Whereas with our car and any other car I've driven there, if you feel it start to go, you can kind of get out of the throttle, and it'll correct itself.
And once it goes, there's no turning back.
No, you're done.
Yeah, it was going really good, and then my crew chief flipped and hit the wall a bunch of times. So now it's not so good because I don't have anyone helping me. So
no, he helped me out there because we checked it, and it had about 1.5 inches of lead in the rear axle. So
yeah,
I brought
that's probably
that back
because you hit me a bunch of times. I was kidding. Yeah. Do you guys got anything else to say? We're at like 30 minutes here. Should we wrap it up? These guys are drinking beers heavily, so I don't know how good this is going to turn out. Definitely a different one, different style. Cole's not here to really back me up here, so there might be a lot of dead space, dead air here. But that's okay, because I got to step up my game sometime, right?
Well, I don't know. Do you got any other questions for us here?
I got some questions that I know that are just setting me up for failure with you guys. So.
What are you saying about it?
Oh, what's your favorite track? How about that?
Yeah, that's setting up.
That's
setting me up for failure.
Western Speedway.
So I personally, I've raced at Western Speedway and Saratoga.
Didn't you drive down in the States when we went down there?
No, Matt and Kiff
Kiboshed Andrew. We went too expensive to fix a car on U.S. dollars.
Yeah, it is. So for me, you know what? I really like running Saratoga. We haven't finished there. Western's definitely got it for me.
Shocker.
Yeah. Kiff,
50-50.
you ran Wenatchee,
I ran.
didn't you?
No, I ran. I got a great story of State Line there.
Let's hear it.
If you remember. And coming from the flat track in Canada there, going down to the States, you feel like you're on rails with bank corners. And I was pushing a little bit hard at State Line there. To enter the pits, you basically leave out of, turn 2? And I pushed a little bit wide and pushed out, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm either going to hit the wall or I'll head into the pits. So I head into the pits, and I pull in, and Andrew and Matt come running up to me and go, what's going on? No, nothing. I just pushed a little bit. They're like, well, get going. So basically an abrupt pit stop there and hammered down.
Kiff just took a detour during the race there.
But yeah, the States is always pretty fun with the bank tracks, but
it's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
I've only raced Wenatchee.
Yeah, Wenatchee was fun other than falling asleep during a red flag because we stayed up partying too long the night before.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
More incriminating evidence. Hey, guys. Yeah? Favorite track, though?
yeah, well, it's just the only other track I've ever driven is State Line there, so I would say
three? Of the three, State Line?
State Line for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Matt?
I don't know. I kind of like driving Saratoga. The pits suck, but track's kind of fun. I haven't raced too many other tracks.
I think it would be so much fun in a Dwarf car. Like Stuart Lee always says, like, get a Dwarf car and you'll never have as much fun at Saratoga because you can pass, like, you can go 3 wide on the dog leg.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I think I want to change my answer. The Thompson Circuit is probably my favorite track. Yeah. You never heard of it?
No.
No, that's a custom Rusty Nuts test circuit.
Test facility.
Yeah.
Test facility.
We get
Right.
a private 2-kilometer lap over at my parents' place.
This is what happens when you give adult males money and then you let them buy engines and race cars, and then they also own farms.
And you can't take the keys away.
So when we bought
There are no keys.
when we bought the 34, Andrew and I are working on it, and we take it out Sunday morning and we do a couple hot laps around the Thompson Circuit, and we're back at my shop and we're tinkering on the thing, and next thing you know, the cops pull down the driveway, and he comes up and he goes, we got a couple reports of a race car driving around us. No, I had the thing fired up. We were doing some test and tune on the motor here. It might have been a little bit loud, but he's like, oh, you weren't driving it on the road, were you? Officer, I would have never thought about doing that. It's Sunday morning. It's the Lord's Day. So he kind of gave me the stern warning there and said, keep it on the track. And I think we've been pretty coherent of that since then.
Andrew, what did you just pull out there?
I think Andrew needs to talk about the first practice with the old timer after he brought it up from Idaho.
The first time on the track, that's right. The offerings to the God of Speed.
I don't know if I have to explain this, but so that was 2013. We just bought the car. I guess we knew nothing about old timers really. Had a 6-cylinder inline.
The Ford was in it?
Yeah, the Ford was in it, and I guess we had rented the track, I think. I think Matt had maybe his wing car or light car, something. And just one evening out at Western Speedway, and I don't know, we rock, paper, scissors or something. I got in the car first and took it out. Third gear didn't seem enough rev, so pulled in. And I don't know, should we run second? Yeah, sure. We kind of talked it over quickly. Yeah, second gear was far too many revs, and I don't know, about 10 laps later, Kiff was waving at me, and
I'm standing in turn 2, waving at Andrew because I see a whole bunch of smoke coming out of the back of the car, and Andrew drives by giving me the thumbs up.
This is my first time driving any circle track. This is great, guys. And I don't know, a couple laps after that, I walked into the pit. I had to get out of the car in turn 3, walked into their pits and had to explain to these two guys that there was a very large inspection hole, and you could look at the crank and the cam in the motor because one of the connecting rods had come through the side. So we rebuilt that, I guess, like pretty quickly, and we actually don't have all the same size pistons in our current motor because at the time we were a bit, bit cheap. And
you're giving away our team secrets here.
Yeah, that's our secret.
You guys know there's a place
310 cubic inch max.
Mid-Island Engine.
Never heard of them.
They do that for a living. They'll build you a motor.
We should be there, but
you guys are all 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 on the car, right?
Yeah, it's expensive.
So you can get like a really good motor for like a third of the price.
Yeah, well, one of the pistons is 40 over. It's all good. The rest are stock.
Halfway there. Halfway. Right on. Okay, we're at 37 minutes right now, so we only got 7 minutes left. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about? Would you like to thank anyone? Your wives is a good one. It's a good start. No? Your
don't
parents.
Parents. My dad's helped me out
Each
a lot.
other.
My dad's helped me out, and he comes out to the track lots, and you know, like he brings his own tire gauge now because he knows we won't, and you know, he'll shine up our car, and it's awesome. And he races not oval track stuff, but he does road racing, and you know, he did that before I existed, and he had to give that up, and now he's back doing it again, so that's cool. And it's all off the island, so we do the local stuff because it's a bit cheaper, and we can do it every weekend, so that's awesome. And
Kiff, you got anyone to thank? You want to thank anyone?
Well, I want to thank Andrew for not completely piling up the car this year. And
yes,
you got to thank Matt for always helping out, even though he doesn't really drive much. He's too busy doing the big wig and stuff, and the wife's pretty supportive. She never gives me any grief for taking off or spending hours and late nights in the shop. But my parents, I store the car over there in the wintertime in the off season. The rest of the year, it usually lives at my shop. It's just got to thank everybody for the track, for sticking it out. I know Western Speedway has a lot of issues with the residents in Bear Mountain and all that, but it's good that they're still keeping that going, and Daryl's still pushing forward. It's really good to get the younger generation and get the young kids out. I know I've brought my neighbors' kids out a few times to the track before, and that's kind of the cool part with the two-seater is you can really get kids hooked
Get people out.
and get people out.
That's awesome.
I got to thank my dad. He does majority of my work on my car because I'm usually busy with my kids and everything else in life. And thank the wife for putting up with all the shit and leaving every Saturday to go racing.
Hey, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Right? All right, guys.
sponsors.
No, you go.
For,
Sponsor?
oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we're looking.
sponsor. Right on.
So if you want to sponsor us,
if you guys want to sponsor,
three.
well, I would say
Three degenerates?
That's
I would
us.
say sponsor Miller Family Racing first. We have a very good program.
It
but
is.
if you want to just like see your car get loaded up on the trailer once in a while.
Hey, we make sure we go slow enough that everybody can read the sponsors going down the front stretch.
Cole talks about
right
us
on.
when we wrecked the car, so it's great. It's
It's good.
yeah, you get talked about.
Anyway, again, we miss Cole tonight. Wish he was here, but he's at learning broadcasting. So that's good. Probably teach me a thing or two when he gets back, which would be awesome. Check us out, Short Track Radio 1 on Instagram and Facebook, and then Miller Family Racing 71, I believe it is, on on Instagram, and I think it's Miller Family Racing on Facebook. So
You'd know better than I would.
check us out.
Sounds good.
Facebook anymore. It's dead.
Whatever. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.